At the end of these 12 lessons, you're going to have all the foundational information you need to write a 3-act structure. In terms of the acts, in terms of the act breaks, in terms of story arc, character arc, theme, even down to formatting and presentation. But I also teach this filtered through the business of the industry. That is, with inside information, tips, factors to consider that I've gleaned and learned over the last 40 years that should give you a leg up over just a regular college course or the average weekend seminar. You have chosen to study the most essential craft that is among a collaboration of crafts that all work together to give us a finished film. I will say simply and without condition that writing, or more to the point, thinking and imagination, is at the core of filmmaking. A director's job is pointless without a script. A cinematographer must visually manifest the text as well as the subtext in the story. An editor is doing a final rewrite. A composer is writing the music that is the emotional core of the story. All of that comes from the script. Having made that choice to take this course, I'm going to assume a few things about you. First, that you're going to willingly subject yourself to me over these next 12 hours. I take my hat off to you, but to write a script that has a chance of, again, getting read and sold. Next, that you have a general sense that what I do and what you want to do is commerce first and art second, sometimes a distant second. And finally, that you are willing to commit to the time it takes and the level of dedication required to break into this business that I'm going to go into in some detail. The best scripts never pander or speak down to the audience. But I want you to acknowledge that what we're doing is not called show art. It's called show business. It is a very specific craft designed to tell a story, to entertain, to anger, but ultimately to make money. So like any business, it can self-perpetrate. In terms of the business climate for writing, the good news is that there's never been a better time to become a screenwriter. This is because, unlike ever before, there is an abundance of venues that have a voracious appetite for content. When I began, there were 3 broadcast networks and 7 studios. That was it. Today, there are an abundance of venues, 7 broadcast networks, multiple streaming services, basic cable networks, premium cable networks, all broadcasting content not only to your flat screen TV, but to your iPhone, to your computer, to your pad. And all these outlets and their appetite for content is only going to increase. That's the good news. So you've come up with the next great surefire idea, and you spend 6 months to a year writing it, polishing it. Now you can get that script to a potential buyer through an agent, a manager, a lawyer. So let's discuss another formidable key obstacle you must get past. This is another master you have to serve, and that's called the coverage reader. And while these people can't get your script greenlit, they can, in their little hostess-like cubicles, end its life before it ever sees the light of day. And 99% of the time, that coverage is all that agents and producers and actors and directors will read. This is a highly competitive, highly desired career that you want to get into, and an extremely small number of people who do. This is a business first and foremost. You must approach it as a professional, dealing with other professionals. The presentation of your script in spelling, grammar, and above all, format is key. And above all, you have to do better than what you see. You can't just imitate it. I want to inspire you to write scripts that overcome the reality that 90 to 95% of them out there are not very good. To give you context and the tools and information that we're about to cover that will help you better write scripts that make that top 5 and 10%. I want you to make a pact with the reader on every page that they are holding the most compelling original script that they're going to put down at the risk of missing the ride of a lifetime. That's where I want you to start. If someone's reading your script in traffic, you want them to hit the car in front of them. 95% of what you do in this business is rejection. Get used to it. Doesn't mean your script sucks. It means that it doesn't serve the need of that particular buyer, or they're developing something like it, or there's nothing attached. They would love to do that script if you had Margot Robbie. So you can't let that get you down. Just remember that one yes trumps 1,000 no's.